Hi, Genki Call here. It is Monday, April 10th, 2023, and we are in campaign cooldown. We have no randomly spawning heroic gems this week. We have no boost from the prior campaign. We are free and clear of campaign this week, but we do have stuff going on. Of course, we have lots of stuff going on. We have a new troop. I will go over that in a bit, but first let's go over, we are in Pridelands this week. Let's go over what you can get with your event keys. Um, it's interesting. Because the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some event keys. I normally don't do it this way, but I'm going to because there is a new legendary, and I want it. I want it. I must have all the things. Should I do 50 at once? Should I do 200 at once? I should probably... Okay, this is not the new... This is not the new legendary. This is our new glory troop. This is another reason I wanted to do this before heading into the shop, because I knew I'd probably get this. We'll go over this in a bit. Let's see what else we can get. Boom, bum, bum. I got it! I got it after only 2 tries! And I only had to spend a hundred keys to get it. That's awesome. Yay! All right, we're going to go over that in the kingdom. But first, let's go into the right place. We're going to go in the shop and go to resources, get your spoils of war, get all 10 of these every week if you can. It's a fantastic deal for glory keys. The only thing better is running into the angel or the merchant, and otherwise, it's fantastic. Weekly event, we've got our glory troop here, Mumicus. It's Mumicus. Mumicus. Okay, so every copy that you get will get you these. I get these up to Mythic every single week, so that I will have a troop that can get to level 20 when I need it for my power level. So we're going to go ahead and get this. We'll get all of these nice resources along with, and we're just going to go over it in the kingdom. Pridelands. Pridelands troops. Here we go. Let's put this in base rarity order and make sure, I'm sure I have all of the things, but just in case. Okay, so mythic wise, we have Leo. Leo, damage to one enemy, gain armor boosted by all enemy magic with a 2-to-1 ratio. So if they have a total of 100 magic, you'll get 100 armor, right? I mean, well, an extra 50. For me, it would be 100. You know, that's nice and all, and it does have some skull damage reduction. Armor to all yellow allies with matching yellow gems, but it only does damage to one enemy, and it just seems kind of weak for a mythic to me. Next up, I like both of these, Ubistet and Uminath. Ubistet has been described by other, excuse me, other streamers as the Walmart Zolgoth. No, that's Uminath, sorry. Ubistet does damage to the 2 weakest enemies, boosted by all ally and enemy attack, and if one of the enemies dies, kills the other one. I mean, you're gonna insta-kill. If you get them down low enough, you cast with this guy, he's going to target the lowest, the weakest enemy for you. You don't even have to do anything, and then it'll randomly kill a second troop if you kill it. Now, there are only a few things in the game that are immune to lethal damage, which is what this is, the second one. Those are the Dooms, the Towers, including Leona's Tower, Enraged Kurandara, Raid Boss Zolgoth, not regular Zolgoth, just Raid Boss Zolgoth, and Leona's Tower, Enraged Kurandara. Yes, I think I got everything. Got it. Oh, the Dooms. Did I say the Dooms? Sorry, I have 6 things on my mind at once. Anyway, he is not bad at all. I like him. I don't use him very often, but he is a good troop, and he does summon a firestorm when an enemy dies that feeds right back into himself. Uminath is the one that's been described as Walmart Zolgoth because if the enemy dies, then she gets attack and creates skulls. Now, the thing that's really nice about Uminath is you stick her at the front of the team. Every time she does skull damage, she's going to place a hunter's mark, which makes them get double damage from the skulls. It's very powerful. She has a chance to dodge skull damage, so you might not even be able to hit her in response, and she gains some attack when matching 4+ gems. I like Umaneth and Ubistep both, really, but Leo, meh. As far as legendaries go, we have the Behemoth, who does damage to all enemies and destroys 12 gems. Not a terrible mana generator, but it's only 12 gems. It's not explode, it's just randomly destroying, and if it destroys gems that you don't need, not that useful, but it can be. Also, it's impervious and gains 10 life on 4+ gem matches. Next up, we have the new legendary First Claw Mahis. Let's get this guy leveled up right quick. Yes, I said right quick. Got that from my husband. Alright, hello. Alright, I'm not going to use an Orb of Ascension on it right now because I don't want to make you wait. Eliminate attack and armor from the first 2 enemies boosted by my attack with a 3-to-1 ratio. So you take whatever your attack is, divide it by 3, and that's how much additional it's going to do. And then give 3 to 8 mana to all other allies. Skull damage reduction and gain a little attack when matching red gems. It doesn't look amazing, but I have to have all the things! All the things! And it's the only way to target troops is to be in that kingdom. And so if you want a better chance of getting this guy, you're going to want to use your event keys. Plus, if you use your regular keys right now, the gem keys, the guild seals, the glory, you're going to have a chance to get the new mythic, which is in the drop table right now, until Thursday. It's the only mythic in the drop table other than event keys right now. You will not be able to get Indrajit or Hellclaw Warrior. These two are both from Indrajit's palace, and you have to use your Chaos Shards to get them. Sekma is the last legendary here, and I really love this troop. She's actually really good. She's an unsung hero, really. I think she doesn't get much credit. She is one of the double converters, blue gems to skulls, brown gems to yellow, does damage to an enemy boosted by all other allies' magic. So whatever, you add all of the magic together, this is magic, and let's say I have 200 magic total, right? It's going to do half of that, so it's going to do 151 damage for me. Yes, that's a lot. That's a lot. Also, two magic on red gem matches, meaning this number here is going to go up every time you match red, and immune to frozen. And then we have Finley. Did we get him from the... I can't remember. Did we get him from the storyline? I'm pretty sure we did. Transform all skulls to gems of a chosen color. You can loop like crazy with that. Seriously, it's not bad. I never use him, but you can loop really well and get tons of mana that way. With a 10 mana cost, it's not too bad. Immune to silence, extra gold from the battle. He's a merchant, so you can increase your gold cap, and yeah, that's alright. Next up, we have Hellclaw Rager. This one does damage to an enemy. If they're elemental, do triple damage, and if they die, enrage myself. Nice. Double skull damage to versus elementals as well. Become enraged when an enemy dies. It doesn't matter whether she kills them or not. Any enemy that dies, she's going to get enraged and do that extra damage with skulls. Nice. Also, she can dodge skull damage. So if you're fighting elementals, stick her up at the front of the team. She's going to be really powerful up there. Next up, Kartek the Climber. This is our siege breaker, so when you're fighting towers, including Leonis Tower, this is going to do 3 to 5 times damage. Based on my ascensions means that at base rarity it'll do 3 times the damage, at legendary it will do 4 times, and at mythic it will do 5 times the damage. And with skulls as well if you have her traded up. She can dodge skull damage, so having her at the first slot is going to be okay, and she eliminates 10 armor from all enemies, which isn't much unless you're in arena. Next up, we have the Leocorn. Create 3 wild cards. If another ally is enchanted, gain an extra turn, and then you're going to enchant a random ally. Also 25% chance to create a 2x wild card when matching 4+ gems. Spell damage reduction. Not my favorite, but it's okay. Now we have the Glory Troop. This is the one. Gonna get him maxed out. Ah! Maxing. Ha 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 ha. What's this? How have I never noticed this button? Let me see what this is. Hold on. Oh, that's a weird place to have that. All right. Mamakus, destroy a row, deal damage to the first 2 enemies boosted by my life. This could be boosted by my life with a 3-to-1 ratio, so you take the life, divide by 3, and add that to whatever the number is. It's not bad because there are going to be times when you are in an event and you don't have access to troops that can do damage to all enemies, which is, of course, my preferred way of doing things, but at least it can hit more than one enemy to make things go a little more quickly. It's immune to stun, gain some extra life, and reduce damage from skulls by 25%. Next up is the Night Slayer. This is our God Slayer. Same thing as with the Siege Breaker with the 3 to 5 times damage. This is to Zul'Goth. This is to Raid Boss Zul'Goth. This is to anything with a red border, including the Gem Dragons. Damage to an enemy boosted by their life and with a 5-to-1 ratio. So, but if they're high level, it still does a lot of damage. If they're a boss, right, we got that. Immune to Entangle, it's stealthy, and God Slayer. Next up is the Salamander. This does damage to an enemy and burns them. That's it. But it does do double skull damage versus burning enemies. So if you don't have Fireblade, if you don't have Fireblade that makes you do triple skull damage, or one of the troops that makes you do triple skull damage, this is an option. You could run it at the front of the team, but of course no skull damage reduction. Second claw on her, this is one that's going to destroy a 3x3 block. Destroy, that means it's going to take those gems as if they were matched. Give attack to all allies above me and 3 magic to all allies below me. And skull damage by 25%. Next up is Shadowhunter. Shadowhunter is very strong, as is Rakshanan. If you've ever been one-shotted by Shadowhunter, then you know just how strong she can be. Deal damage to the strongest enemy boosted by all enemy life. It's a 3-to-1 ratio, but if you get up nice and high levels on something, she will one-shot them all. Plus, bonus blue mana, which feeds right back into herself, and a chance to dodge skull damage. Stone Shaker is another siege breaker. We have 2 for this kingdom. I forgot about that. This one does damage to an enemy based on extensions, blah, blah, blah. Explode 3 brown gems. So you get a little mana gen out of this as well, and some skull damage reduction. The Ruby Giant does damage to an enemy, then converts 5 blue gems to red giant gems. So not really that safe to use it because it could very easily go to your enemies with those red giant gems. So unless you only have 5 blue gems on the board and you have a guaranteed match 4, I personally wouldn't be interested in using this guy. But also creates a red giant gem when I take skull damage and has skull damage reduction by 50%. So, it can backfire, but running it at the front of the team, it has the synergy for it if you want to go that route. Chimera does damage to the strongest enemy, then poisons and burns them. It's immune to poison itself, gets a little extra magic whenever somebody casts a spell on your team. Claw Dancer does a wide range of damage to an enemy, and if they die, get an extra turn. She's also partly empowered. She's 75% empowered and can dodge skull damage. Raksha, you can't get Hellclaw Mage because she is from Indrajit's Palace. Raksha Freeblood does damage to an enemy, explodes 1 gem boosted by my gold, gain 10 gold. She's not a bad mana generator as long as you've got some gold. She's not the best, but she will work in a pinch. And she also gets bonus gold for 4+ gem matches, so that helps a lot towards getting some explosions. Rakshanan. Rakshanan, you are a rock star. Rakshanan Rockstar. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by their current life. Whatever their current life is, you take half of that and add it onto this. High levels, it just blazes through those enemies. Starts battles with 50% mana, and it's stealthy as well. And immune to silence. Spell Paw is going to convert all blue gems to red. Give armor and barrier to the strongest ally. You start with a firestorm, and yeah, the rest of this is okay. Spirit Main gives an ally 45 attack and 2 magic. Well, I'm sorry, it gives an ally your magic +1 attack and 2 magic. It'll give the magic even if it's webbed. Double the effect if the ally is a Raksha, and gain bonus red mana from red gem matches. It doesn't feed back into itself, but it can help your team. A lot of the troops here use red. Tuskar. Deal damage to an enemy boosted by my life. It's a 2-to-1 ratio, so cut this in half and add that on. And it also gains a little life. This is pretty powerful in Arena, this extra 5 life, but otherwise it's just kind of nothing. Gain 1 life on 4+ gem matches as well. Then we have half main. I like using half main, or I really liked using half main in Bounty when I had lower stats, because deal damage to an enemy if the enemy's attack is greater, deal double damage. That was really powerful for me until it got to the point where even at level 20 on Bounty, my attack is still greater than theirs. So it is a way, if you have lower stats, to do some nice heavy duty damage in Bounty without doing the true damage route. Also 75% empowered and a chance to dodge skull damage. Can't get Hellclaw Hunter. This is another one from Indrajit's Palace. Rex Warrior. Cleanse myself. Deal damage to an enemy. If the enemy dies, gain 4 attack. Straight up. And yeah, it's just kind of, I mean, it does cleanse itself, but it's just kind of a really straightforward type thing. The Rift Lynx. Now, Rift Lynx is another bounty troop. This one is preferable probably because it does true damage. It knocks them to the last position. It's stealthy, you know, +1 magic for each red ally. I mean, if you're running it with Tagraki Warrior, then you'll get a little extra magic. And then Saber-Tooth Lion. This one does damage to an enemy if the enemy dies. Gain 5 magic, really powerful in arena. +5 magic is nothing to sneeze at. I mean, that's pretty nice actually, but there are only 4 enemies to kill, so you do have a max on that. Normally you're not going to be killing with Saber-Tooth, but it does work well in arena. The Bandit. Now we're down to the commons. Deal damage to an enemy, steal gold. This guy is used to distract on teams when you're expecting to die. This guy is a summons, and the reason he's not fully traded and will never be fully traded is because I don't want him to be stealthy. Because typically, you're running a team, the summons, with Cedric and a stealthy hero and a stealthy egg thief, whatever you're doing, and if the entire team is stealthy, none of them are stealthy. So you have one thing on there that summons in that is not stealthy, and they have to target him with the spells. So he's a great meat shield, so to speak. Next up is Pride Hunter. Damage to the first enemy and silences them. You know, we're in the commons now. So Sunsail, disease an enemy and deal damage. Transform all yellow gems to brown to boost the effect. You know, every 3 you get will be an additional 1 damage, but you do also have that brown mana link there, which is super helpful for your team. And finally, the Troubadour. Choose an ally, create 10 gems of one of their mana colors. You don't get to pick which mana color it is unless you cast him on himself, and then summon a light storm at the start of battle. So, I mean, if you're running with a heavily yellow team, casting him on himself would be absolutely fine. Alright, that is it for the troops. So let's go over some of the other stuff going on this week. Yes, brand new troop. Whee! Let's see. Tower of Doom starts today. And I will have a Tower of Doom video for you. I have lots and lots of teams put together already. And let's see. So, Pridelands troops get +10%, and Raksha also get +10%. So, if they're a Raksha from Pridelands, +20% to all of their skills. And if you run with the new guy, the new Glory troop in PvP, you'll get a bonus trait stone. As far as events this week, let's check that out. I am in the wrong place. No, I'm in the right place. All right, tomorrow is Indrajit's Palace Faction Assault. On Wednesday is Shadow Hunter's Hawk, I believe that is. On Thursday, we have the Sunspear class trial. Sunspear is fantastic. Persistent Red Storm is amazing. And then this weekend, we have Bounty. Bounty! Bounty! Stop it! Georgia, knock it off. Anyway, that is it for the basic, you know, we're in Pridelands. Here's what you can get with your event keys, etc. Events coming up for the week. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I will have more coming your way soon. But before I go, I do want to point out, I'll do my Soul Forge video in a bit, but very, very important. In the weapons, there is a new doomed weapon. Do not craft this in the Soul Forge. You get it for your gems in the Tower of Doom. So don't waste your diamonds. Anyway, that's it for now. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye!